So if you've not already done so, please get settled and we'll get started. We have a lot of outstanding graduates to recognize today and to make sure that we get done in time so that they can go towards their commencement, which I believe is they have to line up at 6 p.m. If you're a master's student, you'll be going to the northwest corner of the top concourse in Hilton Coliseum. And if you're a PhD student, you'll go downstairs to Benton Auditorium. Okay? So in case, I just want to make sure that I said that before you get in the thick of things and perhaps forget. So my name is Sriram Sundararajan. I'm a professor of mechanical engineering, and I have the privilege of serving as Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the College of Engineering. On behalf of our dean, our faculty, and staff, I'd like to welcome you all to this evening's reception, where we honor our graduates, specifically the master's and PhD graduates from our college. So typically we have about 1,400 students who are pursuing their master's or PhD degrees in the College of Engineering, and we typically graduate between about 370 and 400 students on a yearly basis with these degrees. And we have several of them here today. So without further ado, this is how the evening will work, I guess. We'll start in alphabetical order of all the departments. So I'll call the departments and the students who are receiving the degrees affiliated with that department. If you could line up here, and then we'll call each student up. And at the same time, if the director of graduate education from the department or the department rep could come up on stage, and they will help us in handing over a small thank you or a memento from the college. Now, we're all in engineering, so you don't get to leave without being handed one last engineering problem. So when you get called up here, you have 1 minute, exactly 1 minute, no more, to talk about very briefly what your research is so that the audience can understand the impact of what you've done, and also perhaps share a favorite moment from your time here at Iowa State, right? And I watch a lot of movies, and so Avengers Infinity War just released, and the villain in that movie is called Thanos. I will be Thanos for the evening, and I will slowly sidle up to you if I see that you're going over the minute. This is important because if you don't stick to that minute, we might not get done in time to go for your 6 p.m. commencement. So that's your engineering problem. Put all those wonderful thoughts that you have to share with all of us today into 1 minute or less. All right. I also want to mention that this event is being recorded live and streamed live for all those friends and family who are unable to be with us here but are watching live. So please be sure to give a shout out if your supporters are out there watching live. With that, we'll start with agricultural and biosystems engineering. If you could come up to the stage. And we have Kurt Rosentrader, who will be presenting the memento. So we have with us today Minliang Yang, who's completing her PhD in agricultural and biosystems engineering.
Hello everyone, my name is Minliang Yang. I don't know, I was the first. Yeah, I came from agriculture and biosystem engineering, and my research is focused on life cycle assessment and techno-economic analysis of biosystems. And in other words, it's to do some kind of environmental assessment and economic feasibility test of the biosystem. And one memorable thing is that because at first, when we are doing the research, I feel it's really tough. And we try several methodologies and many ways to do that. But I think we kind of start at the very first beginning. So, and after trial and trial, and until one day, my professor, Kurt Rosentrader, told me that I think you did a really good job. So I think the joy based on this is really uncomparable. And I think that that is the most memorable thing of the research for my PhD. And thank you.
Go ahead. So that was our That's a good thing to strive towards. So the next program now is Aerospace Engineering and Engineering Mechanics, if the graduates would line up on this side. And I'd like to invite the Doge, or the Director of Graduate Education for the program, Dr. Hui Hu. So once aerospace engineering is done, the next program will be chemical and biological engineering. So be on the lookout, right? And so we'll start by recognizing Prathamesh Bilgunde, who's finished his PhD in engineering mechanics under the supervision of Professor Leonard Bond.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Prathamesh, and my research focused on analyzing the temperature effects on ultrasonic sensors to improve the nuclear safety of reactors, and specifically the liquid sodium-cooled reactors. And one of the favorite moments of mine at the ISU is the ISU football game from last year's. I think that was really memorable for me. Thank you.
Next, we have Matthew Fischels, who's completing his PhD in Wind Energy Science and Engineering and Policy under the supervision of Ganesh Rajagopal.
Thank you. So my research was looking into developing new and improved methods to simulate fluid flow. For an example is the air over wind turbines, or there's many places where this is used. And the main motivation is to speed up this process because it takes very long. So through several methods that we developed, we were able to reduce the runtime it takes to simulate these by 100 or in some cases even 1,000 times. So instead of taking weeks or months to run, now it can be completed in hours or days. Overall, I've been here 9 years between undergraduate and graduate education, and so the most memorable thing for me at Iowa State is just seeing the campus change, both from season to season as things bloom, as snow falls, as things change, but then also from year to year, seeing all the new buildings be built and everything. So just the change has been the most memorable thing for me. Thank you.
Next, we have Umair Ismail, who is finishing his PhD in aerospace under the supervision of Paul Durbin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Umair, and I'm doing my PhD, in fact, finishing my PhD under Paul Durbin. My research focused on using computer simulations to study how air or water flows above applications relevant to engineering and environment alike. For example, power generating equipment like turbines and forest canopies, and similarly urban topographies and so on. More specifically, I was focused on understanding how turbine flow, which is a very less understood phenomena, evolves or over using computer simulations or using supercomputers. Among several memorable events during my PhD, one of them certainly sticks out. It was during the last year in August when I was invited to submit a paper for the International Journal of Air, Heat and Fluid Flow following my presentation at the Turbulence Shear Flow Phenomena Conference in Chicago. So sometimes it could be difficult to gauge the quality of research while you're doing it, but to be recognized and to receive this invitation was indeed a very nice feeling and was also a recognition of the quality of the work. Thank you.
Zhe Ning is completing his PhD in aerospace under the advisement of Hui Hu.
Hi everyone, my name is Zhe Ning, and during my PhD study, my research was focused on using experimental methods to study the aerodynamics and the aeroacoustic characteristic of the small US propeller. So mainly what I do is I design two different new novel design propeller based on the bio-inspired, and I also study the rotor-rotor interaction. And we have the fantastic icing-rich wind tunnel in our aerospace engineering department. So I also did the propeller icing studies. One moment in the 3 years PhD study is in 2016, I had my daughter. Yeah. Thank you.
Pavitra Premaratne is completing her PhD in, PhD in Aerospace Engineering under the advisement of Hui Hu.
Hi all. So my name is Pavitra Premaratne. Been here for 10 years. Got all my degrees from Iowa State, bachelor's, master's, PhD. So I work for Dr. Hui Hu, and my research is in wind turbine aerodynamics. So understanding the turbulence and associated characteristics to improve the performance of a turbine. And a memorable event, I would say, I'm an old timer, so I would say Visha would be a good one, right? And a lot of things, good things, campaneling, right?
Denizan Yavas, completing PhD in Engineering Mechanics under the advisement of Ashraf Bastavros.
Hi all. So my name is Denizan Yavaş, and I work with Dr. Bastavros for 5 years. So my research was related to fracture and failure of composite materials. These are the materials we use for building aircrafts. Mostly. I try to make it very, very simple because I don't want to bore you today. So probably my advisor will get angry at me because of this definition. Anyway, I want to spend some, I want to say a few words and thank some people. So first of all, my advisor, he was a great role model for me, and I learned a lot from him. And the next, I made very good friends here, many good labs colleagues here. And finally, I would like to thank my parents for their endless love and support. Thanks a lot. Thank you all.
Our faculty never get angry at our students. So next we have, give me 1 second, is this thing technical? All right, there we go. Next we have Finn Reinbacher, completing a master's in aerospace under the advisement of Thomas Ward.
Hello everybody, my name is Finn Reinbacher. My research was focused on acoustic timescale characterization of hotspot ignition that doesn't tell you really anything. So to bring that into similar terms, essentially I ran computer simulations and formed analytical models of how things burn, what makes the difference between it blowing up in a destructive detonation, when do I just get a simple flame. And I started this research under Dr. Jonathan Riegel, who I'd like to thank a lot, who now works at Los Alamos. And I had many great memories here at Iowa State. A lot of my fondest ones also with like the Iowa State Martial Arts Club, with which I got to travel around a lot. And yeah, I'd like to thank all my family, all my friends, both here in the US and back home in Germany. And yeah.
Eli Schellerberger, completing a master's in aerospace with Thomas Ward.
Hi everyone, I'm Eli Schellerberger, and my research was in the aerodynamic study of hypersonic flows, specifically considering boundary layers. And so for everyone in the room that doesn't know what that means, which is actually everyone, basically I looked at what happens when things going much faster than the speed of sound hit something that isn't moving at all, using a whole lot of computational hours. And so I actually did my undergraduate and my graduate here, and so over those past 5 years, I think one of the more unique things that I get to say I experienced because of it was an extraordinary amount of times crammed into a little wind tunnel test section, just preparing models. And so with that, thank you to everyone that helped me get to this point.
Will the graduates from the Chemical and Biological Engineering program please line up? And I'd like to invite Professor Eric Cochran to come to the stage to hand out the mementos. We'll start with David Chatterton, doing a PhD in chemical engineering with Dr. Wenzhen Li.
I'm David Chatterton. My research was combining electrochemistry and catalysis for sustainable production of chemicals derived from biomass. And I'm very thankful to Iowa State and the Chemical Engineering Department for all their support over the years. And I'm going to leave Ames with a lot of memories, but the most meaningful moment was definitely today, because tonight not only am I graduating with a PhD, but I get to do it side by side with my wife, who is also receiving her PhD moments after me, I guess. So thanks again.
Xiaotong Chatterton, doing a PhD in chemical engineering with Dr. Wenzen Lee.
Hi, my name is Xiaotong Chatterton. My PhD work was to investigate electrochemical conversion of biomass-derived molecules into chemicals and fuels. It's an alternative route to the conventional catalytic route and can be integrated with renewable electricity. One of my most memorable moments in Iowa State is the time when my professor Wenjin Li came to the lab and told me my manuscript was finally accepted. It was such a relief after 2.5 years of work, and it's also a young scientist's dream that my work may have an impact to the future research in my area. Thank you.
Arpa Ghosh, completing a PhD in chemical engineering with Dr. Robert Brown.
Hello everyone, my name is Arpa. So my research was about biomass conversion using solvents to produce useful or renewable fuels and chemicals or their precursors like sugars. And one of my best memories at Iowa State was when my father got to meet my major professor, and my professor told him that he learned about a new technology from his daughter, and he can be really proud father. And that was my best day at Iowa State. Thank you.
Saraf Charkabi, completing a master's in chemical engineering under Nigel Rowe.
Hello everyone, my name is Sadaf. My research was about developing resonance-based sensors which can be used in medical and like everywhere, but mostly medical. So I want to thank my major professor, Dr. Roll, for letting me be a part of his research group. I've learned a lot of things from him. And I also want to thank my family back in Iran, who I know they're watching me, so hi. And I'm really sorry that I couldn't have my parents here because of the travel ban. Finally, I want to thank my fiance, who was always there for me. Thank you.
Next will the graduates from the civil engineering department. Please step to the side. And I'd like to invite Dr. Seiki Young to come to stage. Okay. Start with Hejam Abdullah, completing a PhD in civil engineering with Dr. Halil Chelan.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Hisham Abdullah. My research is heated pavement system. Oh, sure. My research is heated pavement system using conductive material, how to prevent ice and snow accumulation on the pavement. So the good thing about my project, we implemented in Des Moines International Airport, and we are taking research to the practice, and I'm happy to see my research, it's already been implemented in Des Moines International. And Ames, I feel like it's home. People are really nice. I've been all over the place. People here is very nice and generous, and I like Ames very much. Yep. Thank you.
Kamran Amini, completing a PhD in civil engineering with Dr. Halil Chailan and Peter Taylor.
I don't recommend PhD unless I find a job, so I may change my mind. I've been working on mechanical and durability properties of concrete, and yes, there are books about concrete, and people are making money. So it took me 3 years for my PhD, and I would like to thank my parents, my brother, and my whole family who haven't seen them for 5 years, and also all my friends and my advisors. So thank you.
Minas Gurgels, completing a PhD with Ashley Buss.
Hi everyone, my name is Minas and I came here 3 years ago to pursue my PhD degree, and I was mainly focusing on pavement performance, trying to make pavements better, and we were dealing with different DOTs to make pavements here better. To be true, I stayed here for 3 years. They were so special. I came here and I knew that I was pregnant. So my baby and I took the adventure together. I had my husband by my side. Thank you so much for the love and support. I had my family in Egypt. I had my advisor. I had an enormous amount of friends who were there by me. And I'm so thankful to Iowa State University. Thank you.
Raha Hamzi, completing a PhD in civil engineering with Dr. Peter Savlonen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raha. I'm so blessed to have my parents and my fiance by my side today at this special moment, and I'm so thankful to them. I also want to thank my great advisor, Dr. Peter Savolainen, for all he has done for me through the past 4 years, and I've learned a lot from him, most importantly to stay passionate about what I do in tough moments. My PhD dissertation is focused on traffic safety. I work on finding how drivers select their driving speed while driving on roads, and we want to try to find ways to make roadways safer and driving a more comfortable experience for you guys, and hopefully that would result in a reduction in fatalities and injuries. Thank you very much.
Michael Dobko, completing a master's in civil engineering with Beru Shafei.
Hi, I'm Mike. My research was about fiber reinforced concrete for specific applications in bridge deck joints. I guess my favorite memory of ISU on an academic level would be when I got to go to Miami for an accelerated bridge construction conference and present my work. And on a personal level would be getting engaged to my fiance.
Jevin James, completing a master's in civil engineering with Shauna Hallmark.
Hi everyone, my name is Jevin James and my advisor is Dr. Shauna Hallmark. I would like to thank everybody, especially my advisor, my parents, my friends, relatives for all the support. And my research is evaluating treatment at rural intersections to prevent crashes. So this is just evaluating if we could put countermeasures such as flashing beacon or rumble strips to prevent crashes in rural intersections such as Iowa. Also, one of my most memorable time here is actually the weather. I'm originally from Jamaica. So coming from Jamaica to here after visiting my parents, you know, and I come here and the blizzard is just, it's a lot. So I would say that's one of my memorable time. My first year of winter was good here, but the second year was still here, correct?
Chilin Liu, completing a master's in civil engineering with Shauna Hallmark.
Hey everybody, my name is Chilin Liu, and me and Jaywon have the same advisor, and we were working on the same project, which is improving rural safety. So I'm going to save some time for my most memorable thing in Iowa State. So I met my fiance during my sophomore year, and my most memorable thing here is he proposed to me here, and I'm going to get married with him next Saturday. So yes. And I just sent a link to him, so you better watch it. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Andre Nono, completing a Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering with Dr. Chris Williams.
Thank you, everybody. I'm doing Masters of Engineering, but I'm not doing any research, but I'd like to thank my major professor, Chris Williams, if he's around today. And my memorable moment in Iowa State is that Ames is a great city, and I'm going to remember that for a very long time. And also, Ames is a very nice city to cycle. Thank you.
Christopher Pross, completing a Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering with Jennifer Shane.
My name's Chris Pross. My research/curriculum was in the construction engineering department, specifically looking at project management and how to take all the aspects of a project and manage them more effectively and more efficiently. Cost, schedule, technical aspects, as well as the finance side. My most memorable moment is kind of difficult. I was an undergraduate here. I actually did it through distance education. So having the opportunity to continue my education as well as raise 2 cyclones, growing a family, it's pretty good. Hopefully they're both engineers, just saying. But thank you.
Niles Quick, doing Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering with Simon Laflamme.
Hi everyone, I'm Niles. I just did my master's in engineering, so it's just coursework related. But I'd like to thank Dr. Simon Laflamme and the rest of the structural faculty for all the help through my year and a half here. I'd like to thank my family and friends for all their support. And my favorite memory was just getting to meet all of my classmates and learn from not just the faculty, but them as well, and then getting engaged to my fiance. So, thank you.
William Richardson, completing Master of Science in Civil Engineering with Shauna Hallmark.
Hi everyone, my name is William Richardson and my advisor is Dr. Shauna Hallmark. So my research, I was big on corn, so I'm sure everybody has known that. So what we're doing, most of the corn is used for ethanol, which is then turned into fuel. So basically my project is looking at what are some of the influences that encourage people to buy biofuel, are they aware or not. So that's short and simple, my research. Memorable moment about Iowa, I must say, is the fall. It is very beautiful to see the different colors during the fall time. So that was one thing that is very memorable. And I'm really glad that my family and friends are here to support me during this time in Iowa. So thank you.
Sajed Sadati, completing a Master's in Civil Engineering with Dr. Halil Chailan and Christian Chetan.
Hi everyone, my name is Sajid and I worked on modeling of heated pavements for evaluating its performance. So it melts snow and ice. In future, if you see somewhere when it's snowing, the pavement is free of ice and snow. I worked on it. I would like to thank my advisors, Dr. Kristen Chatin and Dr. Halil Jaylan, and I would like to thank my wife, who has always been supportive. and I had good memories in ISU. One thing that I really enjoyed was the very diverse environment at ISU. Thanks.
Monica Solanki, completing a Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering with Jennifer Shane.
Hello everyone, I'm Monica, and I was teaching assistant with Professor Larry Carmichael for 2 semesters, and I would really like to thank him and Dr. Shane for giving me the opportunity to come here to Iowa State, because I'm a transfer student and I came from California State University to Iowa State. And everybody was asking me when I was filling the form for transfer, that why are you going to Iowa? I mean, do you know about the weather? I mean, in the morning you get sun, in the lunch you get the rain, in the night you get might be like snow or hailstorm or whatever. I mean, but it's that is the best part about Iowa, I must say. It is very unpredictable, but it is amazing. And my best memory is I have never seen the snow in my life ever in 27 years. So this is the place, Ames, when I first saw the snow. And another memorable moment was in India, we have arranged marriages. So I first met my husband in Iowa State University, and I'm sorry. He's sitting right there. And I think he might be flattered with the university campus rather than flattering with me. So, and I would just really like to thank my friend Jojo, who is watching this live session. And I know you must be crying right now. Thank you so much.
Can we have the graduates of the Electrical and Computer Engineering and Information Assurance programs please start lining up? I'd like to invite Dr. Ahmed Kamal to come up to stage to hand out the mementos. Okay. We will start with Amin Gorjibanpi, completing a PhD in electrical engineering with Dr. Nicola Bowler.
Hello, everybody, and hello to my sister and my dear parents who are watching me from 1,000 miles away. Hello. My research addressed the problem of water pollution and how to help farmers to have better control over water quality. Anyway, when I got here to the US in 2014, my only concern was to learn high-quality research. But after 4 years, what I learned is definitely beyond that. I observed and learned how every member in Iowa State community is striving to give the best help to you and to respect the diversity you're coming from. While I will get a diploma for completing my degree today, I may not get one to express how appreciative I am of this community, of my major professor, Nicola Bowler, of all the faculty members, dedicated staff, and my friends. 4 years as a PhD student has been extremely awesome for me, and I will never forget that. Thank you so much.
Zichang Liu, completing a PhD in electrical engineering with Dr. Degang Chen.
Hi everyone, my name is Zhiqiang Liu. So I'm from electric engineering working with Professor Degang Chen. So my research focuses on design and verification strategy for modern high performance integrated circuits. So essentially we have like cell phones, intelligent automotives, we have aircraft. We are trying to guarantee that the underlying integrated circuit works safe and reliable. Okay, so I would like to thank my Professor Degang Chen for his guidance, support, and encouragement throughout the 5 years of my PhD study. And also, I would like to thank my parents who came from China to attend my ceremony to enjoy this great moment with me. And the most sure. Yeah. So the most memorable thing about ISU is that I can see all kind of small animals at the campus, like squirrel, the rabbit, those unbelievable in China. So, yeah. So thank you very much. Thank you.
So the electrical engineering graduates have to, I'm going to start timing you at 50 seconds now, right? The next student we have graduating is Seva Loren, completing a PhD in electrical engineering with Dr. Liang Dong.
Hello everyone, I'm Seva Loren. My research is focused on graphene-based flexible sensors towards electronic variables. So I developed different kinds of graphene patterning and transferring techniques for my sensor fabrications. And first, I would like to thank my advisors, Dr. Liang Dang and Dr. Halil Ceylan. And I would like to thank also my lovely family. They came here for me to attend my ceremony and their valuable support. And actually, I was alone when I first came here, but right now I have a big family. Thanks, Iowa State.
Hao Ren, completing a PhD in electrical engineering with Dr. Ratnesh Kumar.
Hi everybody, my name is Hao Ren. When I first came here in 2012, I had to give up my career in China. I have to separate with my family, especially my 2-year-old son, and I also changed my major. I used to study high voltage electricity, kind of like Thor, but now I study formal verification. My job is to make sure whatever thing they design, the rest of the engineers design here is safe, or to check if they are safe or not. And one of my memorable thing here is that once I jumped into the Lake Lavin, not because of under the pressure of study, it's because of a fundraiser event. Thank you.
Jay Prakash Selvaraj, completing a PhD in electrical engineering with Dr. Mani Meena.
Hello everyone, I'm Jay Prakash. I did research on using radio waves to hack robots, like sensors and actuators. So yeah, as you know, this is all super cool spy stuff. I cannot talk too much about this. Anyway, in all seriousness, I was very lucky to have my wife and me both getting PhD at the same time at Iowa State University. And I'm also lucky enough to call my advisor as my best friend. So I had a very wonderful time here. We came as two, me and my wife, and now we are going to leave as three with a baby coming in a few months. So yeah, thank you very much.
Ardhendu Tripathi, doing a PhD in electrical engineering with Aditya Ramurthy.
Hello everyone. Suppose you have a network of sensors and we want to use the data collected to compute some function. This is a very general problem, right? And I try to look at fundamental limits in how efficiently that can be done. I would like to acknowledge my advisor, Aditya Ramamurthy, for giving me guidance in handling this problem, and really because it has been very intellectually curious for me myself. A memorable moment, which I will remember for the rest of my life, is me meeting my long-term girlfriend, Niranjana Krishnan, who is also here. I met her in my second year, and it has been great with her. Thank you so much.
Xian Go, completing a PhD in electrical engineering with Dr. James Macaulay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Xian Guo. I'm a PhD in electrical engineering. I was officially graduate last semester, so I already got my diploma, and you can call me a doctor now. So currently, I'm working as a market operation engineer in New York ISO, which manages the power system of the whole New York State. And my research focuses on the application of risk analysis in power system, especially security constraint economic dispatch and the cascading contingency monitoring. I know have no idea what that's about, but if you are interested in my research, I'm very happy to talk with you offline. So so studying and doing research in ICU is really a rewarding experience for me, and I have a lot of very good memories, pressure time. I'm sorry, and they are fresh in my mind now. I would like to thank my major professor, Dr. Jim Colley, he also here today, for his help and guide. Without him, I will not be able to stand here to do the speech. I also would like to thank my family for their love and support. Actually, my parents are here today, so I'm 100% sure they are very proud of me, just as your family and friends feel the same way to you. So congratulations to all the graduates today. Wish you all have a happy life and a successful career in the near future. Hope you all the best. Thank you.
Longju Liu, the PhD in electrical engineering under Dr. Ming Lu.
Hello, everyone. My name is Longju Liu. So my research was focused on the developing novel fabrication and the characterization method for optical sensors. I will pretend you all understand what it is. You can imagine that devices that with very small structures that can control the light propagation and enhance light matter interaction. As for the memorable moments at ISU, I'd like to tell you that I met my fiancée and we're engaged, but sadly that's not true. Okay, so actually I spent too much time in the library and in the lab. So actually, what impressed me most was the weather. I still remember the second winter here. That's very cold, and so my nose hair got frozen every time I breathe. Thank you. I wish you have a good evening.
Syed Alviani, doing a Master of Engineering, Electrical Engineering with Dr. Ahmed Kamal.
Hi everyone, my name is Shaho Alviani. I am still PhD student, and my research is applied mathematics into distributed optimization and network systems. And I have passed many courses in math, differential geometry, spectral graph theory, abstract algebra 1, 2, and then I decided to get a Master of Engineering beside my PhD. The memorable thing is winter in Iowa is like spring in my hometown, because my hometown is colder and we have much more snow than Iowa. That's why I like winter that no one likes. Thank you.
Okay. Pallavi Sugandha Ebenezer, doing a Master's in Electrical Engineering with Dr. Randall Geiger.
Hello everyone, I'm Pallavi Ebenezer. I'm doing my master's in electrical engineering with Dr. Geiger, and my research is focused on building voltage reference circuits. So I try to understand like the traditional circuit in lab doing measurements and try to improve its performance. So that's my research, and I had a lot of memorable moments here at Iowa State, but the most important or significant thing that I enjoyed is like the beautiful campus. So each season it's really beautiful. If you look at winter, spring, or fall, I can see it's always beautiful. So, and at this moment, I would like to thank my professor, Randall Geiger, and also my family. My mom and cousin are here, and my dad and twin sister, they're not here with me, but I'd like to thank them as well. Yeah, thank you.
Brian Hall, Master's in Computer Engineering with Dr. Manimaran Govindraj.
Greetings, everybody. This is really formal, so you get all of my names. My name is Brian Albert Roy Zacchaeus Hall. What I was doing was I was figuring out a way to make the cloud and the Internet of Things more secure, make them work together better, and actually safer. My most memorable moment, the day the snow melted and my code worked. Thank you.
That is the gold standard. Mohammed Hamdan, completing Masters in Electrical Engineering with Dr. Diane Rover.
Good evening, everyone. My research focus was on accelerating mobile devices, on computing or detecting images. In engineering terms, implementing complicated algorithms through a complicated process. So what I had to do is to develop a tool that would do the whole thing for the purpose of doing the detection of images. And my most memorable moment was the first day I came on campus. The yard in front of the library, it has a lot of walkways. It seemed to me complicated. I was like, why is it like this? But now I understand why. Thank you.
Michael Hayden, completing a Master's in Information Assurance with Dr. Doug Jacobson.
All right. Good evening. My research was in the security vulnerabilities in the Internet of Things, and my most memorable moment was actually, so I'm a non-traditional student, so I work full-time, so don't tell my boss that I'm here. But was watching my kids grow up while I'm going to school and take a real interest in what I'm studying. So thank you.
William Kincaid, Masters in Information Assurance with Dr. Doug Jacobson.
Hello. First, I'd like to thank my wife, who's in the back somewhere. Oh, she's standing up. Thanks for holding the house down. Also, thank you to Doug Jacobson and Ginny for helping me really since 2012 when I started my master's, which has been a little bit of a long road. The research I'm doing is on commercial applications of crypto technologies, which bunch of math, I guess. So anyway, lastly, perhaps my most memorable thing that I'll take away from Iowa State is I'm actually going to the school at the same time as my daughter Jennifer. She's also in engineering, and she's in materials. So thanks.
Alex Leem, completing Masters in Computer Engineering with Dr. Doug Jacobson.
Hello, my name is Alex Leem, and I've been working to create virtual environments and tools for the teaching of cybersecurity concepts and information assurance to students and individuals in industry. I'd like to thank my family for being here today with me, and my favorite memory at ISU have to be the many sleepless nights at the cyber defense competitions. So, thank you.
John McGuire, a Master of Engineering in Information Assurance with Dr. Doug Jacobson.
Hi, so I'm a Master of Engineering, which means I don't have a real research area, but in the non-requisite courses that I took, I focused on cybersecurity policy and technology ethics. I'm a distance degree student, so I don't have a memory specifically at Iowa State, but I do have some good memories from Iowa State. The first one that comes to mind is getting an email back from Ginny, because she was usually the person who helped me to answer a question or to help me understand that everything was going to be all right. And the other memory that I had that I thought was a great memory from my experience with Iowa State was I had taken 2 classes about 10 years ago, and I had filled out a petition to get them to be accepted for this program. And when I got the acceptance, even though they were beyond what would normally be the expiration period for those classes, they said, you're accepted for this semester, but you will likely not be accepted for any more extensions beyond this semester. So I thought that was a great feeling.
Simone Wright-Hamor, completing a Master's in Computer Engineering with Zhenjiang Gong.
Hello, everybody. My name's Simone. My research focused in login authentication for websites and removing the human aspect of that. My most memorable moment at Iowa State was when I was walking across the commuter lot and there was a puddle about 6 cars wide, and I said to myself, in my Kevin Hart voice, jump the puddle. You did the track for like 8 years, jump the puddle. Halfway through the jump, I realized I made a mistake. And I landed directly in the middle of the puddle, and there was a pothole. So from my waist down, I was completely wet, and my car has heated seats and they're leather. So I drove home very, very, very irritated, but that's okay. So yes, thank you.
Fan Zhang, completing a master's in electrical engineering with Dr. Greg Lukey.
Hi everyone, my name is Zhang Fan, and actually I still have a summer semester to go, and I have a project due tonight. Thanks to my major professor, Dr. Greg Lukey, he gave me a really powerful robotic manipulator so that I can do my research topic on guiding people's hand in virtual environment. And the most outstanding memory for me is I became a TA this semester, teaching assistant, and it was really fun to teaching those students. And actually, I'm the first one to go abroad to do the studies, and I want to thank my parents for their supporting. And I want to thank all my friends and professors and advisor. Okay, thank you.
Next, can we have the graduates of the industrial engineering programs please start lining up? And I'd like to invite Dr. Gary Merker to the stage. First, we have Esra Abdelal, completing a PhD in industrial engineering with Drs. Matt Frank and Rick Stone.
Hi all. So my work was about proving that Revit technologies can have some negative impacts on designer skills and how to mitigate these things. So I would like to thank my family, my mom and my sisters, and love you guys. And also I would like to thank the ISME department and Professor Michael for being here, and also Professor Gary Merkel. And that's it. Thank you.
Fikri Kusuk Sayak Sijil, completing a PhD in industrial engineering with Dr. Kejo Min.
Hello all. My name is Fikri. I'm from Operations Research discipline of Industrial Engineering. So what I can basically say about my research is that I'm trying to find the optimal time for investments based on the problem parameters. I have two application areas. One is the investments of expansion in the high voltage electric lines. The other one is, it sounds like, interesting for an operations research guy, but it's ship design. So again, I'm dealing with the expansion investments of ship capacity. So I think one of the favorite moments in ISU is that the times that we were playing soccer as a graduate students, and the faculty also attended these games, so I really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you.
Ahmad Mumani, completing a PhD in industrial engineering with Dr. Rick Stone.
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank you everyone to thank you for being a part of this wonderful day. I would like to thank my advisor, Dr. Richard Stone, for being supportive during this journey, and special thanks to my family who are watching us from Jordan. So special thank for them for being supportive and for being helpful during this journey. So my research is related to human factors and ergonomics. I looked into the user packaging interaction, and I developed some methodologies to improve and design and evaluate packages to make sure that this interaction is facilitated and everyone can get into their medications packages easily. So one thing that I will not forget what happened at ISU, it's like the moment that I have been called Dr. Mumani. This happened after I passed my defense, and I will not forget the face expression of my advisor. He was so happy and he was so proud of me. So I would like to thank him again. So special thanks to the people of Iowa for being nice to us as international students. They've been helpful, respectful. Thank you all, and I wish you a wonderful evening.
Is Bridget Parker here? Bridget Parker, completing a Master of Engineering in Engineering Management with Dr. Mike Helwig.
Hi, I'm Bridget Parker and focused in engineering management. I'm an unconventional student. I actually graduated civil engineering 10.5 years ago, and I liked it so much here that when I decided to further my career and get a master's, I chose Iowa State. Thank you to my supportive husband and parents that came. Thank you.
Can we have the graduates of the Mechanical Engineering program please start lining up? And I'd like to invite Dr. Abhijit Chandra to the stage. This is the Department of Energy and Motion. We can increase speed a bit. Okay, we'll start with Venkatesh Shinde completing a PhD under the guidance of Dr. Atul Kelkar.
Hello everyone. My research is focused on control and optimization of building energy systems. Managing building load is critical, which we don't realize, but it has the potential for reducing utility bills for the consumers, as well as reducing the generation cost for the utilities. And with this, I got hired by National Renewable Energy Laboratory in the commercial buildings group, working on autonomous energy systems. Similar to autonomous vehicles, we are trying to create a vision of autonomous energy systems, which is critical for the future grid. And my favorite memorable moment is the first day in United States. When I landed in United States at the Des Moines airport, my baggage got delayed. I got very tense, and a couple gave me a ride to Memorial Union. And looking at the window, I see like it's a different scenario. One day before where I am was, and because I come from a place where my temperatures are around like 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. So thank you.
Xiaowei Ding completing PhD in Mechanical Engineering with Dr. Jonathan Clausen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Xiaowei. I have been in Ames for almost 9 years, and I've got my bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees here. So for my research, during the PhD training time, I have been working on the fabrication of biosensors, and we successfully detected biomarkers in human saliva for the detection of early stage oral cancer. I'm really grateful that my families are here tonight. Also, the most memorable moment for me is I met my husband in my sophomore year.
Meng Han completing a PhD under the guidance of Dr. Xinwei Wang.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Meng Han, and my supervisor is Dr. Xinwei Wang, and he's not here. I guess he will not be angry with me. So my research is focused on the thermal transport measurement of micro and nanoscale materials, especially on the graphene-based material like graphene paper, graphene oxide paper, graphene foam. We want to know how fast the thermal transport is in these materials. And my best memory of the SU is the campus. I guess we have the most beautiful campus in the US. Do you guys agree? Okay. Thank you.
Hossein Taheri completing a PhD under the guidance of Drs. Timothy Bigelow and Leonard Barn.
Hello everyone, my name is Hossein. My research is on quality control for 3D printed part. So I wanted to make sure that you are not just 3D printing part, but it has enough and acceptable quality. My memorable memory is to meet my beautiful wife. I would like to thank her for all of the support and encouragement, and I would like to thank my advisors, Dr. Leonard Barn and Timothy Bigelow. Thank you.
Jianyu Wang completing a PhD under the guidance of Dr. Xinwei Wang.
Hello everyone, I'm Tianyu Wang.
In my research, I studied the thermal property of new materials. There are two important parts of my research. One is we're trying to measure thermal property of material. Another one is we're trying to develop new technique based on Raman spectrum to achieve thermal measurement. Some people say doing research is hard, but I think doing research in Iowa State University is enjoyable because of the beautiful campus and the professional faculty here. Thank you, guys.
Peng Yu Yuan, completing a PhD with Dr. Xinwei Wang.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Peng Yu Yuan. So a lot of people ask me what is about my research, so I bought this iPhone cover. It's about what inside of an iPhone or every cell phone. My research is about the micro and nanoscale thermal science, so I just want to measure the heat dissipated in your iPhone and to solve related thermal issues and improve the efficiency. And most memorable thing is that I got married around 3 years ago, and then my wife is here, and also for attending my ceremony tonight. And also I will attend hers 2 weeks later at New York. Thank you very much.
Saptarshi Basu, completing a master's with Dr. Baewan Lee.
Sorry about that. My research is in 3D shape measurement, and my main objective was to do 3D shape measurement as fast as faster, in high speed and high accuracy. My memorable moment, the best thing that happened after I came to Iowa is I met so many good people, met so many friends. That's it.
Dane Erickson, completing a master's under the guidance of Dr. Ted Heindel.
Hello, so my name is Dane Erickson, and my research here at Iowa State has involved the separation and the analysis of ash, which is a product of a biomass reaction called fast pyrolysis. So basically the goal then is to separate the ash from the rest of the products of fast pyrolysis and to then analyze the content of what was actually separated. So then in terms of a memory at Iowa State, I did have the opportunity, thanks to my advisor, Dr. Heindel, to travel to Minneapolis to present at the annual conference for the American Institute of Chemical Engineers. That was a really valuable experience for me, especially when it came to preparation for my thesis defense. So thank you.
Robert Hansen, completing a Master of Engineering under the guidance in Energy Systems Engineering under the guidance of Dr. Ted Heindel.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rob Hansen. I didn't do any research, but rather I was the graduate advisor for a group of engineering students on campus who give the tours for the College of Engineering. I have a lot of great memories here at Iowa State, and one of my favorite ones was going through the Order of the Engineering ceremony. Order of the Engineer ceremony. It's a really meaningful, powerful ceremony where we all take an oath. Acknowledging the work we do as engineers is really important, and we have to take that seriously and be ethical while doing it. Thank you.
Neeraj Kanwar, completing a master's under the guidance of Dr. Christian Chetin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Neeraj Kumar. I did my master's under Dr. Christian Chetin, and my research is related to building energy. It's basically dynamic shading application in building energy. So you change the position of shading device to control the lighting and heating that enters into the building, so that you can save a lot of amount of energy and also maintain a comfortable environment. So in other words, it's like controlling the shading device to say, let there be lights, but not too much of it. I want to thank my advisor, Dr. Christian Chetin, and my friends and family for this master's degree. Thank you.
Linjiang Wu, completing a master's under the guidance of Dr. Soumik Sarkar. And can we have the graduates of the Material Science and Engineering program please start line?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Linjiang. I work with Dr. Soumik Sarkar for my master's degree study. My research topic is building graphical modeling for traffic sensor health monitoring which will be a part for Iowa DOT in the future for the traffic control. And my best memory here is that my son was born on the first day of my master's study here. So yeah, that's a good memory for me and my family. And thanks for my wife and my son's accompany with me here for my study. Thank you very much.
I'd like to invite Dr. Steve Martin to the stage, please, to present the mementos to the graduates from the Material Science and Engineering program. We'll start with Stephanie Choquette, completing a PhD in Material Science and Engineering under the guidance of Dr. Ivor Anderson.
Good evening, everyone. Like you said, I'm Steph Choquette. My research was to make a lead-free composite solder paste that could be used at higher temperatures and harsher environments. I guess I'd just like to say thank you to all of my research group members, especially my professor, Dr. Ivor Anderson. Thank you.
Brittany Curtis, completing a PhD under the guidance of Dr. Steve Martin.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brittany Curtis. I worked on developing a solid-state electrolyte for all solid-state batteries under Dr. Martin. So thank you, Dr. Martin, for all your guidance. I guess my most memorable moment would not be just one, but a culmination that has brought us all here today, and all the memories I've had with the family that I have not only had before coming to grad school, but the ones that I've made within my department and through Taekwondo as well. I'd like to thank them. And to everyone, all the PhDs and master's students, we did it. Thank you.
Okay, so for those of you who checked in after 4:15, if you would please line up here. Come on, we'll start with you. Okay. So just come on in. So introduce yourself, because we don't have your name on the list, right?
Thank
So just introduce yourself, your major.
Yeah, sure. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Shuai Liu. I'm in Material Science and Engineering department. My research is on polymer materials, specifically degradation and failure behavior of polymers. I would like to first of all thank my amazing major professor, Dr. Nicola Bowler, for her guidance and support through the 4 years of PhD work. And secondly, I really appreciate the interesting projects that I did in my PhD. They make the way of solving problems and the skills that I learned in the PhD program make my life a lot easier in the job I'm currently doing in the company. And last but not least, I thank my families and my friends, the good friends that I met in Iowa State. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm going to call your names. Like I said, if your name isn't read out, don't worry, you'll still get your chance. Okay, so we'll start with Pranav Joshi, who's completing a PhD in electrical engineering under the guidance of Dr. Vic Dalal.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pranav. I did my PhD with Dr. Dalal on understanding the stability of perovskite solar cells, one of the hottest new solar cell at that time. And memorable moments in Iowa State include meeting my wife here, making so many friends that this place, which was first out of my home country, feel like home. And also the final few days in my PhD research, when we finally came up with a model to explain the anomalous properties that we couldn't explain for years before. And yeah, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my parents, my friends, my colleagues in the lab, without whose help it would have been impossible to finish it. Thank you.
Thank you. Akshay Korek, completing a Master of Engineering in Industrial Engineering with Dr. Cameron Mackenzie.
Hello everyone. I would like to thank Dr. Mackenzie for his support throughout this journey, and I would also like to thank my parents, family and everyone that I've worked with at Iowa State. The best moment at Iowa State was the changing climate, and I'd like to thank everyone that I've worked with. Thank you.
Akshay Nene, completing a Master of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering with under Dr. Abhijit Chandra.
Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and I'm graduating with the COSO CONI program, but I would like to thank Dr. Sarah Bentel for giving me the opportunity to work in a lab on a research project, and I also like to thank all my friends and family for supporting me through this journey, and I would like to congratulate everyone who are graduating today, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Chen Hui Liu, completing a PhD in Civil Engineering under the guidance of Doctors Anuj Sharma and Li Wang.
Hey everyone, my name is Chen Hui Liu, and I work with Dr. Anuj Sharma here, and my research topic is very simple, but it may be related to everyone who drive here. My research is focusing on how to reduce the traffic accident in Nebraska and Iowa. And I think the most beauty of Iowa State is its great support to the interdisciplinary education of students. My major is civil engineering, but I also co-major in statistics. And this, interdisciplinary education benefited me a lot for both in research and my career development. So if you all want to working on your PhD degree for 2 majors at the same time, so welcome to the Iowa State. And the last things, co-major is very beautiful, but the qualified exam is tough. It's really very tough. And last things, I want to give thanks to my family. Although my family member cannot be here, but I know my brother is watching me online in China now. So thank you.
Jay Ganesh Rajaraman, completing a Master's in Computer Engineering under the guidance of Dr. Chinmay Hegde.
Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Jay Ganesh. I am very proud to be a part of Iowa State University and to be called a Cyclone with ISU. My research was titled Test Automation for Automotive Infotainment Systems. This project was a collaboration between Panasonic Automotive Systems America and Iowa State under the esteemed guidance of Dr. Chinmay Hegde and Swami Ponpandi. I am very thankful to Electrical Department and also the College of Engineering for helping me do a co-op for 1 year round while completing a 2 years at Iowa State. One of the most memorable moments was hearing the 4 golden words, "You passed your defense." Thank you.
Jia Yu Hong, completing a Master's in Electrical Engineering with Dr. Mani Meena.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jia Yu Hong. I'm graduated from the electrical engineering from my advisor is Professor Minas, and I'm really thank you guys here. My parents not here because they are far away from China. I'm really thank you for them. Give me opportunity to be here, and my research area will be the magnetic pulse, which can be used as a switch. It's not like, but it's like a magnetic. You cannot see it, but it's kind of switch in the like we normal for the light or something, but it's switch for the magnetic field. So most memorable things in our state is, I would think is I have a lot of first time experience. For example, like I first time have flight from China to here, I first time see the snows, and I first time do a lot of things here, and thank you very much.
Anmol Kapoor, completing a Master of Engineering in Industrial Engineering with Dr. Gary Murka.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me here. I would like to thank Dr. Gary Murka for all the help. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Stone. Even though I was a coursework student only, both of these guys have helped me a lot. And one of my favorite memorable ISU stories was getting into Jack Trice for the first time and watching the football game for the first time ever. Thank you very much.
Shubham Mutta, completing a Master of Engineering in Industrial Engineering with Dr. Gary Murka.
Hello, my name is Shubham, and I'm doing a Master's of Engineering. I've done with my Master of Engineering degree, and I would like to thank my parents. I would like to thank Dr. Helvig, especially because he helped me through this situation a lot. I would like to thank Dr. Murka, and my favorite moment here was getting into the Hilton Stadium and watching a basketball match and seeing all the Cyclones going crazy out there.
Piranava Tamil Selvan, completing a Master's in Computer Engineering with Dr. Manimaran Govindras.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Pranava Tamil Selvan. I did my Master's in Computer Engineering. I worked with Dr. Manimaran on providing a fine-grained access control to the huge amount of Internet of Things data on cloud. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents and my sister who are back home, probably sleeping right now. And a very big thanks to my professor, Dr. Manimaran, who's here, who has constantly supported me, motivated me, and provided some constructive criticisms. And probably that's why I did a good research work, I suppose. And a very big thanks to my uncle who is here, who has flown all the way from Atlanta for my graduation, without whose support, I don't think I would be here at this moment. And a special mention to all my friends in AIMS, who made my life in AIMS so memorable. And one of the most memorable moments, one of the memorable moments in AIMS was I got into the Memorial Union and I got lost. I called my friends for help. Yep, thank you.
Akshat Peer, completing a PhD in Electrical Engineering with Dr. Rana Biswas.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Akshit Peer, and I did my PhD in developing nanopatterns for enhancing the efficiency of organic and perovskite solar cells. And I also developed nanopatterns for some biomedical devices, for example, stents. I would like to thank my advisor, Professor Rana Biswas, for allowing me to work in the field of optics and see the exciting research going on in the field. I would like to thank my parents who flew all the way from India for my graduation ceremony, and thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Saba Moinizadeh from the Industrial Engineering Department. So I did my master's and my research was about improving response in genomic selection. We actually created a new algorithm to do that. So I'm from industrial engineering and I did an interdisciplinary research, so that was challenging for me. Actually, we used operations research methods to do this, like simulation and optimization and mathematical modeling. So I want to thank my advisor, who is here, Dr. Hu, and also my family and friends and fiance for their all love and support. Thank you.
My name is Stephen Hadley.
Thank you.
Yeah. I did my master's in human-computer interaction and my, would that be under industrial engineering? I helped investigate using software overlays, user interfaces to improve the efficiency in loading high-precision planters for agriculture. Thank you. And I'd like to thank my family, my wife, and all my professors and all the students that were so generous. Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating all our graduates one more time. And all the graduates, if you wouldn't mind putting your hands together to all your friends and family who are here with you today and who are watching us from across the world. I'd like to invite Dr. Sarah Rayala, Dean of the College of Engineering, to give closing remarks.
Well, graduates, congratulations. And
What an exciting evening for everyone. To all the families and friends who are here with us, and to the families and friends who are watching us live streamed, thank you for being a part of this celebration. It's always wonderful to come to these events and see the worldwide participation in engineering at Iowa State. It is wonderful to see this. It's wonderful to hear from the graduates that we've worked hard to try to make this a welcoming environment for you. And I certainly wish each and every one of you the best going forward. What I learned this evening, though, and I had not realized, is what a hotbed for matchmaking we are. My goodness. So whether you found your spouse, your partner, you have a new addition to your family, congratulations to each and every one of you. That's very exciting, and we're, in whatever little part we played, we're proud to be a part of that as well. Let me say thank you also to my colleagues who make this event a success. Heather Shupik, Joel Johnson, Cindy Spurlock, Lisa Dillavo, and my colleague Sriram Sundararajan, our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. It always takes a community, whether it's in your studies, in the classroom, in your research, or putting on events like this. So thank you to everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. The graduation ceremony will be an additional special event to finish celebrating your accomplishments here at Iowa State. So thank you very much, and have a great, wonderful evening.
So please move ahead as quickly as you can. I believe there's a tornado warning that has been issued, so we're still okay, but go as quickly as you can to Hilton and not be out in the open. So enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm sure it'll go past. I mean, it's more excitement for the evening. Congratulations again, and again, please proceed to your next spot as quickly as you can.